upgraded version of the TOA-70, one of our favorite tested toaster ovens that we've been using for years. Let's get into it, and welcome to our Shouldit toaster oven series. What's up everyone, I'm Alan, and in this episode of our Shouldit toaster oven series, we're going to be unboxing the Cuisinart TOA-70, taking a look at all of its features, giving it a quick test, and giving you our first impression on the oven. Now, let's open it up and see what we've got. Now, let's take a look at all the included documents. So we've got a way to register our product. So basically to activate your customer service and your warranty, the usual. We have a quick guide on rack positions. Technically, very simple and not that useful because as you can see, the Cuisinart only has 2 rack positions, and we've also got like a quick instruction and guide over here anyways. But that is to be expected. Nothing much to talk about. Okay, and we've got the user manual. Okay, now let's move on to the accessories. We've got, first up, of course, what we've got a air fryer toaster oven for, which is the air fryer basket. The design is very similar to the TOA-70. Very non-stick, high quality, stainless steel fitting inside the oven. What I'm curious about is this right here, the griddle, which is an extra that is only offered by the TOA-70. So we've got a stainless steel griddle with a ceramic coating, which is basically the best thing you could ask for. It's not Teflon, so it's PTFE and PFOA free, which is very nice. And also, I don't know if you can see, but it's slightly elevated so that the grease can drip down the hose right here onto the tray when you're grilling, you know, your steak, your salmon, your chicken, which is awesome. And then of course we have the baking pan. I think it's slightly lighter than the baking pan of the TOA-70. And it's also doesn't have a non-stick coating like the TOA-70. And the rack is very similar. We got this position and this position so that the tray can be slightly elevated in the oven. Now let's move on to the star of the show, the oven right here. If we can figure it out what made it lighter. But first, let's take a look at the control. We've got the oven timer with a maximum of 60 minutes. Very similar to the TOA-70, but I can tell that the knobs are a bit easier to hold because they are a little bit bulkier. So it feels much firmer in the hand. Same goes for the temperature knob with the ranges from warm, so about 150 to 450, or toast or broil. And then we've got functions. Basically, we've got all the functions similar to the TOA-70, which is warm, broil, convection broil, toast, bake, convection bake, and air fry. But we've also got, of course, the grill function to accommodate the grill right here. And we've got the toast timer. Again, very easy to turn with a very clear ding at the end of everything. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, I can tell right away that the door opens much more smoothly than the TOA-70. It's a lot lighter as well. And it's still got kind of a rubber gasket to minimize the impact when the door shuts off. And we've got kind of like a switch that turns off the oven when the door opens right here. Inside, we've got the similar 2 rack positions, one kind of hook to. Okay, so the hook is here to stop the rack from sliding all the way out. And this is where I noticed a very apparent difference, which is this Cuisinart TOA-70 uses quartz heating elements instead of nichrome heating elements like the TOA-60. Let's move on with the features for now. Okay, we've got 6 quartz heating elements with guards to prevent, our food from touching the heating elements and to prevent grease from splashing onto the heating elements themselves. And I can see that the interior is very well polished. It should be a little bit less sticky than with the previous Cuisinart TOA-60. So I have high hopes for that. And of course, we still have the slayed out crumb tray right here. Also very smooth moving. And of course, we've got one of the strength of Cuisinart ovens, which are air ventilations on all sides, 2 sides, the back, carrying handles, very easy. And one other improvements that I've seen they made is right here, the back buffers, and also where you can wrap your cord around. So they used to be, with the TOA-60, they are smaller, not as durable, and they are not that useful for wrapping your cord. But as you can see with this one, it's part of the base, so it's very durable, and it's very easy to wrap your cord around. I don't know if you heard, but the door kind of slammed opened when I tilt the oven, which is something we don't want to see, but it's going to be rare that it comes up, so it should be okay. Okay, so now we're going to give the Cuisinart 70 a quick test with some white bread. Got the rack right here, and it says that the capacity is enough for 6 slices of toast. So let's test if that's true. Okay, that is not true. It's only 4 slices of white bread. Okay, and with our testing of the Cuisinart 60, we found that the toast level right between light and medium give the best results. So that's what we're gonna do over here as well. Okay, turn the temperature to toast, turn the function to toast, leave the oven timer alone, and crank the dial on the toast timer. Okay, 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so very similar to the Cuisinart 60. Now let's compare the results. Beautiful golden brown. So first look, it looks very similar to the Cuisinart TOA-60, which is a great result, I might add. So you can see that these 2 slices are a little bit more brown than these on the right, but it's just because these 2 slices are closer to the 2 heads of the loaf. This should be normal. Okay, looks great, but not so much at the bottom, kind of lacking in color. Same goes for this one as well. Same goes for this one and this one. Okay, so this is to be expected, honestly, because this oven uses quartz heating elements, which kind of heats up the surface of the food directly instead of hitting the air like nichrome hitting elements. So the food tends to be a bit less even in terms of color, but that is a problem for a future in-depth review video. For now, let's give it a quick assessment. Okay, good crispiness. I'd like a little bit more crispiness, to be honest. But the color still looks great. And it could be a problem of, this is the first time running the oven. So if you give it, a few runs, the temperature might improve. Okay, let's give it a quick taste test. I don't know if you can hear that clearly, but it's got quite a nice crispiness to it. Not too much, and the bread is still very moist. You can see, very good dry surface. So I'd say it accomplished what it sets out to do, and I have high hopes for the Cuisinart TOA-70 when it comes to, our in-depth test, including like not just toast, but also making a pizza, roasting a whole chicken, and especially since we have, sorry about that, since we have a griddle right here, we're going to be able to test the griddle by grilling a whole chicken on top of it as well. And of course, air frying fries for the air fryer basket. And that concludes our unboxing of the Cuisinart TOA-70 air fryer toaster oven with grill. If you're interested in the oven, there's an Amazon link in the description below. Stay tuned for our detailed review video with all the specs and actual cooking results in the near future. For the choices, you can look up our Shouldit toaster oven series. If you enjoyed the video, please comment and consider like and subscribe so that you won't miss our future uploads. And support from you is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching Shouldit, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!